So hi everyone, we're over at Changi in Singapore and we're going to take a lovely old warplane up for a little bit of a spin. Most people will be familiar with the name, but not maybe the aircraft. Well, that's a big A38, isn't it? Yeah. Not a butter landing. This is the Seafire Mk.47. This is a lovely little model. I must say I'm quite impressed by it. I just love the little copper pipes, they're really nice little touch. As usual, I'll get a cockpit picture up and we'll see how it compares to the real thing. So let's go outside and have a look. So the first thing you'll notice is it's got a double prop. And I guess the second thing is that the engine seems the cockpit seems quite a long way back from the engine. And it's not really the Spitfire shape, it's a bit more of a bubble cockpit. And the reason for that is the engine was changed. So this isn't a Merlin engine, this is a Griffon engine. And one of the problems that they had with the Mk.46 was the Griffon engine is so powerful and so heavy, it caused a lot of problems. The main problem with the power was the torque, so it rotated anti-clockwise and it would constantly make the right wingtip raise. So pilots complained about having to correct the aircraft constantly to make it even fly in a straight line. So that was fixed by putting on the twin prop. That rotation then was taken out, so there's no torque steer, basically, as you might call it in a car. But one of the other complaints was because the Griffon engine was so heavy and it was so big, it pushed the aerodynamic centre forwards and upset the aircraft's handling in a very negative way. So if you imagine the Spitfire was the pinnacle of aerodynamics, it was a beautiful thing to fly, everyone said how wonderful it was and how balanced it was. This thing was a bit nose heavy, a bit torquey and a bit overpowered, so having tried to land the Spitfire quite a few times, I am not happy about this one. With it being nose heavy, it's going to want to just pitch forwards when you put the brakes on, so I anticipate lots of exploding aircraft when I come into land. So first of all, let's go and have a quick look around it again. So I believe this is the F variant, which doesn't have, I think the R variant had a, like the monsoon type little cone, well not cone, little intake underneath the engine cowling. This one doesn't have that. These were carrier based, of course, as well as on land, I guess. So this has folding wings, but the earlier versions, the wings folded up and then the tips of the wings folded out so they could be put in the aircraft carriers. This one, I believe the wings just fold up. The tip doesn't move. So, cockpit. Yeah, like I said, it's really well modelled. It's going to be a challenge, and we'll see what does work and what doesn't work. And we're getting a bit of interference from somewhere. I don't know what's interfering. But we're getting a bit of stutter from when I try and move around or do things. It's a big airport, so maybe it's because there's a lot of AI aircraft. But as you can see, it's got that, well, I wouldn't say horrendous, but it's got that weird effect where when you look through the side window, it goes a little bit out of focus, and in the distance, extremely out of focus, which I don't believe would happen if you had a real cockpit, because you wouldn't see the enemy coming, would you? Let's face it. So I don't like that. And to show you the difference, we'll just go above the cockpit. Looks lovely. Looks horrendous. But there you go. So let's see what works and what doesn't. That's the brakes, I believe. Let's try those. Oh, sorry, yeah, this isn't the brakes. I was looking over there at the gauge. You should have pointed that out, I guess. So I'm starting left and going right. So the brakes are here. I just noticed that the brakes were on, so I was just taking them off. But it freaked me out because they're the wrong way around, it looks like. So that's brakes on. That's brakes off. Very confusing. Okay, we'll live with that. I'm not sure what this is for. 10 to 40. Yeah, so this is actually the parking brake. I never did understand why it's there. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why would that be there? It's just what? So throttle, you can't move the throttle with the mouse, but obviously that does move. Okay, so these do something, but we don't know what they are. And that one's already the other way to... Anyway, so magnetos are here. And that is something that does stuff. Looks like oxygen. Wow, that's pretty fast. Oh, looks like the battery's on. How bizarre. But then the battery's not on. I guess this is going to be a confusing one. The fuel's already on as well. So 2 position flaps. Ah, that thing, okay. So, So another notable thing about this aircraft is the previous aircraft, the Spitfire, had carburettors, and this has a fuel injection system. Interesting. Fuel is on. Magnetos, I'm not sure how that works. Doesn't appear to be a switch in there. Yeah, so we're going to have to go button start because I don't know how to turn the magnetos on. And we sort of do need a spark. Oh, that's just turned the fuel off, has it? Maybe that explains the problem. That's the wrong way round. Okay. And the handbrake appears to be... Oh, there we go. We'll stop. This is very twitchy and rocky. Let's have a look. Okay, that doesn't look too promising. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be entertaining to say the least for you lot. So first of all, we're going to practice stopping. Not sure why there are so many Air Belgium and other European airlines here in Singapore. I guess it's because they come alphabetically at the top of the list of liveries. So, yeah, that might be why. Bit of a bump. Oh, for Christ's sake. Our first expedition ended in disaster when we tried to turn left at 15 knots and we hit an invisible object and exploded. So we'll just try again. So the Seafire Mk.47 by RobCarrich. He's done some other good stuff, so let's sail it fly. Yeah, so the engine's just stuck on full on now. As you can see, the throttle lever's moving, but the engine's not doing anything, it's just staying flat. Oh, there we go, it's just done a delay, I guess. Yeah, I've no idea what it's doing. It's just going to mind of its own. I can't change the propeller speed either. So it just, yeah. Apparently we're slowed to 170 now. I'm not sure how we're going to land at 170. That's going to be interesting. I'm pretty sure when I put the flaps down, they're just going to get ripped off. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, that just, no. I'm not even going to bother redoing that one. There's obviously a big issue with it and something needs fixing because it shouldn't do that. It just did that on its own. I got no control of the throttle. Yeah. I guess we maybe stole the wing, but that's just... You can't tell when you're going to stall the wing. You can't tell what speed you're doing. It's pretty bad. I'm going to give that 5 out of 10 for the beauty of it, and take 1 off for it wobbling around like a mad thing. And yeah, obviously I've taken 3 off for it just being horrendous, and another 2 for it not being able to control itself. The engine wise, ailerons wise, elevator wise, rudder wise. Yeah, 4 out of 10 unfortunately, and those 4 are all based on how beautiful it looks. Thanks for watching.